Welcome everyone to chair yoga. So to begin, we'll just take a few moments to relax the body. So sitting comfortably in your chair with your hips and back to the back of the chair, hands resting in the lap. Go ahead and close the eyes or just drop the gaze. And taking a moment to notice how your body feels, especially noting any areas of tension or tightness. And then taking 2 deep cleansing breaths. So take a nice big inhale through the nose and to exhale it all out by blowing or sighing it out. And one more nice big inhale and to exhale it all out. And then soften the muscles of the face. Relax the muscles of the neck and the shoulders. And then turn the attention to the breath. Notice the inhale. And notice the exhale. And then we'll begin a nice, even breathing. Inhaling and exhaling to a count of 4. So inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. And just continue with a nice, even breathing. If at any time it makes you feel lightheaded or dizzy, just go back to your normal breathing pattern. And then we also set an intention for each practice to help remind us why we are here. So that may be a benefit you would like to receive, or just an uplifting or a positive thought or a phrase. So think of an intention that you'd like to have for your practice today. And then with your next inhale, go ahead and lift your head and open your eyes. And then we'll begin our warm-up by turning our heads to look out over that right shoulder. And coming back to center and turning to look out over the left. And back to center, dropping the chin to the chest. And then picking the chin up towards the ceiling and jutting that lower jaw out. And coming back to center and dropping the right ear to the right shoulder. And as you do that, extend your left arm out about 45 degrees. Just helps to kind of stretch that shoulder out and into your neck. Good. And then the other side, drop the left ear to the left shoulder and just extend that right arm out a little bit. Good. And come back to center and then extending the hands out in front. Open and close the fingers. And then some wrist circles. And reverse. And then we're going to do a little move called wrist pretzels. So make sure that you listen to your body. If you start to feel any pain or discomfort here, make sure that you back off. So we're going to extend the arms out in front. Take your left forearm and cross it over the right. And then rotate your palms so that your thumbs are pointing down towards the floor. Bring the palms together and clasp your hands. And then dropping the hands down, bending the elbows, and circling your hands around so they're in front of your chest. And then depending on the flexibility in your wrists, maybe pulling the hands down a little bit. But again, if that causes any discomfort, then just keep them up here a little bit. But you should feel that stretch and that twist in the wrists. Good. So we're just going to pause here. Just take another breath. Good. And then so extending the arms back out. Now take the right forearm, cross it over the left, and same thing. Rotate those palms so the thumbs are facing down. Clasp the hands. Bend the elbows as you drop the hands down and circle them around. Good. And then just that nice even breath. Good. And then go ahead and release. Shake those hands out. And then we'll do a little movement to kind of loosen up those wrists. So just lightly thread your fingers together and then just roll the wrists. Good. And then release. Again, just kind of shake it out, whatever feels good. Good. And then placing the hands on the lap, walking your feet in if you did have your feet extended so you can sit up nice and tall. We'll do some shrugs. And then the next time you pick those shoulders up, roll them to the back. Good. And then extending the arms out in front, clasp your hands, and then just bring those arms up and down, just like you're chopping. If you want to widen your feet a little bit so you can bring those arms down a little more, that's fine. Just warming up the shoulder so you're working within your own range of motion. Good. All right, bring those arms down. And then we're going to do a little movement. This is going to stretch out the front of the shoulder. You're going to be doing an internal rotation. So again, listen to your body. If you feel any discomfort or pain, back off of what we're doing. So extend the right arm out, turning the palm away from you. Bend the elbow, bring the back of the hand to the low back. And then I want you to rub your low back. So take that hand, go up and down, back and forth, just giving that low back a rub. Good, so you should feel it here. You're stretching out the front of the shoulder. All right, release. Let's try it on the other side. Extend, again, palm behind. So when you bend your elbow, the back of the hand is to the low back, and then you're just rubbing it all around, maybe doing a circle, up and down, back and forth. Good. So again, stretching out this front anterior deltoid is what it is. Good. And the bicep a little bit too. All right, release it out, shake it out. Good. All right, and then again, sitting up nice and tall. We'll now extend the right leg so you can point and flex the foot. And then some ankle circles. And reverse. Good. And then other leg. Point and flex. And circles. And reverse. Good. And then bringing the left leg back. So taking the right leg, you're just going to do a little heel, toe movement. Starting to warm up the knee and the thigh. Good. One more. And then bring that foot back as you switch to the left. Heel, toe, heel, toe. And then we're going to do what's called a seated run. If you want to hold on to the side of the chair, just make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. Tighten your abdominals. And then you're going to do this heel, toe, heel, toe. If you want to add arms, you can. Just works the core a little bit too. Good. All right. Come back to center. And then taking a little seat or two forward or scooching forward a little bit, go ahead and place your right foot on your heel on the floor, and we're just going to rotate on that heel. Just back and forth. You can feel this in that hip joint. Good. And then bringing that right foot back, switch, same thing on the left. You're just rocking back and forth on the heel. Good. And then bring the left foot back in. Sitting up nice and tall, we're going to do some glute or cheek squeezes. So we're going to start on the right side. So focus just on your right glute. And you're going to tighten it and release. So this is your rear end. You're just going to tighten it up and release. Good. Tighten and release. A couple more. Good. Last one here. Squeeze it and release. Good. All right. Try it on the left. Just the left side. Squeeze and release. Good. Two more. Good. Last one. Good. Now we're going to do both. So squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Good. Squeeze, release. One more. Squeeze. Good. And release. And then we're going to do what's called a hip walk. So you're going to pick up each hip, walk them towards the back of the chair, and then hip walk forward. So you're just using those glutes. Good. Having nice, strong glutes are so important for all of our functional movements, getting up out of the chairs, walking. Good. All right. So coming back to center, now bringing the right arm alongside the body. Inhale, sweep that left arm up, and exhale, then to the right. Good. Coming back to center, inhale, and exhale to the left. Good. Coming back to center, and then coming into a twist. We'll place the left hand on the right knee, inhale to lengthen, and exhale, turn and look to the right. Good. Exhale back to center, switch hands, same thing, inhale, and exhale to the left. Good. Release back to center. And then placing the hands on the thighs, we'll come into a spine movement called cat-cow. So it's arching and rounding the back. The cat part, if you do have osteoporosis, just keep your spine in neutral for that. All right, so with an inhale, we're going to lift the chest and the chin, looking up, so putting this little arch in the mid-spine for cow pose. And then with the exhale, either neutral or dropping the chin to the chest, rounding the spine for cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, neutral or cat. And again, inhale, cow. Exhale, neutral or cat. Good. Let's try it once more. Inhale and exhale. Good. All right. Bringing the spine back to neutral. We're going to do a little warm up, a movement of 4 different movements put together called a mini vinyasa. So that means that we have some movement to the breath. So we'll go through those 4 movements. We'll go kind of slow this first round, and then we'll pick it up. All right, so sitting up nice and tall, bring the arms alongside the body. With your inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhales, you bring the arms down, pick up the right knee. Good. Exhale, bring that right foot down. Inhale, step that foot wide. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, lengthen up through the spine. Bring the arms a little bit behind you. And with your exhale, you're going to fold forward. Bend from the hip, just coming forward about 45 degrees. And then with your inhale, sweep the arms down and up. And then lift up your heels for a seated chair pose. And then exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale, sweep them all the way back up, hands together as you exhale to the heart. All right, so we'll try that again. We'll start on the left side. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Left knee up. Exhale down. Inhale, step the left foot wide. Exhale, center. Inhale, extend the spine, and exhale, folding forward. Good. Inhale, bring the arms up. Now lift your toes up. Good. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale to the heart. All right, here we go. We're on the right. Inhale. Exhale. Oh, that's an inhale. Sorry to bring your knee up. Exhale, that foot down. Inhale, step wide. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, coming forward. Inhale, bring those arms up. Lift the heels. Good. Exhale, arms down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale to the heart. On the left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale wide. Exhale center. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale forward. Inhale, lift the arms and the toes. Good. Exhale down. Inhale all the way around. Exhale to the heart. Once more each side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right knee up. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift the heels. Good. Exhale down. Inhale up and exhale to the heart. Last time. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale forward. Inhale, arms up. Lift your toes. Good. Exhale down. Inhale. Sweep those arms up. Exhale to the heart. Good. All right. We're ready to come up to standing. So do your little hip walk to the edge of the chair. Shift the weight forward into your legs and come on up. All right. If you do have your water nearby, go ahead and grab a drink. So keep the water nearby at any time. If you need to take a rest, then go ahead and do that. Grab a drink, things like that. Really listen to your body. All right. We'll start with the chair nearby. We're going to start in Tadasana, or our mountain pose, and then we're going to add, we warmed up our ankles a little bit in that chair pose, doing a heel lift and a toe raise, and then we're going to do it standing too, so that's why the chair is going to be nearby. All right, so coming into mountain, have those feet hip-width apart. Good. Feet are parallel with one another. Find the four corners of the feet, distributing the weight between the balls of the feet back to the heels. Lift up through the arches. Tighten the front of the thighs. Lift and tighten the abdominals. Focus on the spine, lengthening from the tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. Good. Focus on the ears. And you may want to pull with the neck, the head back a little bit. Try to get your ears over the shoulders. Chin stays parallel to the floor. Pick the shoulders up, roll them down the back. Chest is lifted. Arms alongside the body, a few inches away from it. And then find your gazing point and come back to your nice, even, or that regular breathing. And just take a few breaths here. Good. All right, so we're going to start with a little balance work, and that's doing some calf raises. So coming up on the balls of the feet. Here's where the chair comes in if you need it. The important thing here is the form. As you come up on the balls of the feet, make sure the ankles stay nice and stiff and in line with your toes. So when you come up, they're not falling out to the side. You don't want that. So if you need to hold on to help with your form, please do that. So we're just going to bring the arms up like you're reaching them up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Again, you can just do that with one arm if you'd like. All right, here we go. Ready? With your inhale, come on up. Good. And exhale down. Inhale up. Tighten those calf muscles. Whoops, and down. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do a couple more. Good. And last one here. Good. All right. Then I want you just to bend your knees, do this little walk in place. If you want, you can pick each foot up, kind of shake it out, do a couple ankle circles. Good. All right. So now we're going to do a movement to work on the back, to strengthen the back muscles. So I'm just going to move my chair out of the way here a little bit. All right, I'm going to stand on the diagonals to give you a little better view of this. So you're going to stand in a wide stance. So you have a nice, wide, stable base. Now, in order to keep the chest lifted, we're going to actually bend forward. Just bring your hands so that they rest on the back of the thighs, because do you see how that opens up your chest when you do that? And then you're going to take a nice big inhale. Now, the key is you're bending from the hip. So you are going to push the weight back a little bit in the hips. As you come forward, so my back is perfectly straight. You can see how straight my back is. If your hamstrings are tight, then keep a little bend in the knees. You're only going to come to right here, about 45 degrees, and then you're going to pull the torso back up. So you should feel these muscles working. I'm just going to show you real quick the do and don't. Remember those glamour do's and don'ts? So here's the don't. This is bending from my waist. You see how that rounds my back? So that's your don't. Here's me bending from my hip. So doing that hip hinge, that's what I want. Again, if the hamstrings are tight, just keep a little bend in the knee. And then from the hip, I bring my back up. Okay, so form is paramount here. All right, so just keep your hands a little bit behind your thighs so you keep the chest open. Inhale to lengthen. And then as you exhale, hinge forward about 45 degrees. You don't have to go any farther than that. And then with your next inhale, lift the back. Good. Try it again. Exhale. Just coming forward a little bit. Good. Inhale. Pull that back up. Good. Last time. This is also good practice to get into that hip hinging. Good. We use that a lot. Good. Inhale up. Good. And then rest it out. Come back to your chair. And you can either stand behind the chair or to the side. It doesn't matter. We're going to do a nice stretch for the side of the body and also down into the what's called the IT band. So we'll put the weight in the right leg, take the left leg, step it behind, just let it cross behind the right, and then inhale the left arm up and exhale, bend to the right. If you want, you can push the left hip out a little bit just to deepen that stretch. Good, and then continue to breathe. And again, it should just be a nice, easy stretch here. Good. Come back to center, release. Try it on the other side. So again, I'm just going to bring this over here. All right, so weights in the left leg. Step that right leg behind. Good. Inhale. The right arm up, exhale, bending to the left. Good, and then inhale back to center, release that right arm. Go ahead and uncross the legs. And then still having the chair nearby, we're going to come into tree pose. So we'll start by putting the weight in the right leg. Keep a hand on the chair if you need to. Bend the left knee, take it out on that diagonal, and then either rest the left foot on the right ankle, toes stay on the floor, or picking that foot up, resting it on the outside of the calf. And then here, I take a moment just to pause, kind of get my balance, find my gazing point. If you want to keep a hand on the chair, go ahead and do that. And then extending either the left arm or both arms up. And taking a few breaths here. Good. Remember to keep those abs tight. And breathe. Good. And then with the exhale, go ahead and release it out. Walk it out a little bit. And we'll try it on the other side. Good. All right. Shift the weight over. So same thing here, bending the right knee. Taking it out. If you want to keep the toes on the floor, that's fine. Balancing here, whatever is the challenge for you, or bringing the foot up to the outside of the calf. If you need to keep a hand on the chair, go ahead and do that. Good. Or both arms up. Good. And breathe. Good. And then exhale, bring those arms down as you release the right leg. Shake it out. And then go ahead and bring the chair either in front or to the side. We're going to come into triangle pose. So I'm going to, you can even, if you want to turn the chair around so the seat of the chair is facing you, and then when you come down into triangle, you can use the seat of the chair if you'd like. All right, so we'll keep the left foot forward, turn the right foot out at 90 degrees, line up the right heel with the instep of the left foot. Good, so you want as wide as you safely can here. And then inhale, bring the arms up to shoulder height. Now remember that right leg stays straight. Exhale, shift the weight into the left leg, leaning to the right as far as you can. And here's where you can bring the hand down on the chair, or if that's too far to come down, just place your hand on your thigh and then bring the left arm either up towards the ceiling or just resting it on your hip. If you're a little more flexible, maybe bringing your hand down on your shin. So anything there is fine. Good. Try to keep that left chest open. Continue to breathe. Good. And then go ahead and lift back up. Exhale, bring the arms down. Turn that right foot in. Then if you did use the chair, if you'd like to putting your hand on the chair, you'll bring the chair over on that left side. Turn that left foot out. Again, lining up the heel with the instep of the right foot. Good. Keeping the left leg straight. Inhale to lengthen. And then exhale as you begin to lean to the left, the weight will shift into the right hip. Good. Maybe your hand's on the chair, maybe it's on your thigh or the shin. Extending the right arm up, placing it on your hip. Tighten the front of the left thigh, so right here, or the front of the leg, which would be the thigh. Good, or quadricep, you know those muscles. That'll give you a lot of stability. Good, and continue to breathe. Good, and then with your next inhale, come up. Exhale, bring the arms down. Go ahead and turn that left foot in, and then just a little heel toe till you can walk the legs together. All right, let's come back to the chair, and then we're going to turn it around so that the back of the chair is facing you. And our last standing posture is called twisted triangle. And twisted, meaning we've got a twist in there, and triangle because the legs are going to stay straight like they were in triangle. Except the difference is we're going to keep the hips facing forward. So standing behind the chair, shift the weight. Let's shift the weight into the right leg. And then as you bend the left knee, step it back and press your left heel down. Now here's where you'll have to adjust because you want to keep the right leg straight. Now your hips need to be square to the back of the chair. So you're going to pull that left hip back, push the right hip forward. Good. You may have to adjust your chair here. So you want to keep your left hand on the chair. Inhale to lengthen. And then as you exhale, think of these left lower ribs. They're going to turn first to the right. And then as you turn to the right, you can keep your right hand on your hip, or you can extend it out. Good. And keep breathing. Good. And then as you exhale, go ahead and bring the right hand back. Bend the right knee so you can step that left foot forward. And then we'll try it on the other side. I'm going to come on this side just so you can see me. All right, so the weight will go into the left leg this time. You're going to step the right foot back, press the right heel down, straighten the left leg. So adjust your stance so that you can keep both legs straight. Maybe pull the chair in a little bit because you want to have the right hand on the chair. If you are a little more flexible, you may be able to bring the hand down, and then you're going to turn. Whoops, I've got, sorry, wrong legs. You're returning to the left. Yes, to the left. All right, so here we go. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, right hand's on the chair. You're turning to the left. Good. And then extending the arm out or just keeping it on the hip. Good. And continue to breathe. Now, remember the hips are squared to the front. Good. So it's a little different than triangle, actually. It's called triangle because see how my legs form like a triangle. Good. And then exhale, as you come back to center, bend the left knee, stepping the right foot forward. All right. Go ahead and grab a drink, and then we'll have a seat. And then sitting about midway in your chair and sitting up nice and tall, we are going to focus on the core. So we'll do a movement called Kayak. So we're going to pretend we're in a kayak. So a kayak paddle is one big paddle, and you just dip it towards one hip and then the other. It's like making a figure eight. So I want you to pretend you've got a kayak paddle, just very loosely form a fist, going back and forth. You should feel that in those obliques, into the back. If you want to kind of link your thumbs, keep your hands together, that's fine too. Good. Couple more. Good. All right, rest it out. And then we're going to come into a back bend. So we did a standing flexion and then had the back pull us back up to work those muscles. So now we're going to do a little back bend. So walking up towards the edge of your chair, bring your hands around behind you and then either hold on to the seat, maybe the legs of the chair, whatever's comfortable. And again, you see how that opens up the chest. That's what we want. And then looking forward with an inhale, lift the chest and the chin so you're bending from the mid-spine. Good. Come back to your nice, even breathing. Good. And then with your next inhale, lift your head. And then exhale, release it out. Just sit in a neutral spot here for a second, just to let the blood pressure regulate back to normal. And then doing a little hip walk back to the middle of the chair. We'll come into a twist. So we're going to cross the right thigh over the left. Now, if you've been told not to do that, then just simply cross the ankles. That's fine. All right, so crossing the thighs. Left hand will go on the right knee. Inhale to lengthen. And then exhale, turn and look to the right. Good. And with your next exhale, release to center. And then uncross. The right leg, we'll try it on the other side. Again, either crossing on the ankles or crossing on the thighs. Right hand can really go wherever's comfortable. If you can reach the right knee, that's fine. If not, on the left. Inhale to lengthen. And then exhale, turn and look to the left. Good, and then release back to center. As you uncross that leg, then we'll go ahead and do another hip walk up towards the edge of the chair. And then extending both legs out, heels on the floor, toes are pointing up. We'll come into a hamstring stretch. So again, this is where you're listening to your body. It should just feel like a nice deep stretch here. If you are a little more flexible, we're going to come back to that hip hinge. So keeping the back straight, think of bringing the chest forward just a little bit. So you're going to hinge from here, and that will deepen that stretch. Good. Just take a few breaths. Good, and then inhale, lift the torso, walk the feet back, come back to the middle of the chair. And then we'll do a hip stretch. So we're going to do now an external rotation. So instead of crossing, if you can, we'll stay here. If not, then bring the right foot, cross it over the left ankle, and just open up that right knee. If you're okay here, then crossing that right foot over the left thigh. So now we're going outward rather than inward in our cross-legged. So now we're opening up that hip. Good, and again, just a few breaths. Try to relax through that right hip. and then go ahead, lift the torso, release that right leg. Same thing on the left. If you've been told not to sit with the leg crossed like that, then go ahead and move forward. So as you cross the ankles, you can open up that left knee a little bit. You just we're stretching these glutes now. All right, and then if not, if you're okay, we'll cross the right foot over the left thigh. And again, just take a few breaths here. Good. And then as you uncross that left leg, walking up towards the edge of the chair, and then widening the knees and the feet so we can do a nice stretch on the inner thighs. So pressing the forearms into the thighs, inhale, and then as you exhale, we're coming back to that hip hinge. So you're just going to bring the chest forward, your back stays straight. Remember, when you bend from your waist, then you're rounding the spine. So we don't want that. We want to just come forward, keeping the back straight. And then press your forearms into the inner thighs till you feel that stretch. And it should be a good stretch, no pain or discomfort. Continue to breathe. Good, and then release, lifting the torso, walk those feet in, and then come back to your hip walk as we come all the way back to our original position of relaxation. Coming into our final pose of Savasana. So as you get comfortable in the chair, resting the hands back in the lap, closing the eyes. Turn the attention back to the breath. Notice the inhale. And notice the exhale. With your next inhale, let the abdomen rise first, then the chest, filling the lungs all the way up to the collarbones. And with your exhale, let the collarbones fall first, then the chest, then the abdomen, drawing the navel to the spine. And just continuing with a few of these nice deep breaths. Then focus on the physical body. Relax all the muscles from the feet all the way up to the crown of the head. Release any tension or tightness. And then focus on the mind. Release any thoughts, worries, or anxieties. And with your next inhale, think the word so. And with the exhale, think the word come, which means I am. Or use any other words or phrase that has meaning to you. And allow yourself just a few moments to completely let go. Begin to deepen your breath. And then start moving your fingers and toes. And then the wrists. The ankles, and slowly bending one knee and the other, keeping the body relaxed and the eyes closed for another moment. Focus on the intention that you set at the beginning of the practice. And then taking one more deep cleansing breath. So take a nice big inhale and exhale it all out. And then go ahead and lift your head and open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.